Good morning everyone, I'm Du Yuan and today I'll present my AUP 397 Management Study project. The title of my study is Corporate Board Characteristics and Financial Resilience Evidence from Malaysian Listed Companies. In this presentation, I will explain how different board characteristics affect the financial resilience of Malaysian listed technology companies. I will also explain how fund size changed from some of these relationships. Now I will move to the presentation overview. This presentation is divided into 5 main parts. First, I will introduce the background, problem statement, and significance of the study. Second, I will explain the literature review, including the theories, framework, and hypotheses. Third, I will present the methodology, including the sample, measurement, and analysis method. Fourth, I will discuss the result, including the regression findings and interaction plots. Lastly, I will end with recommendation, limitation, and conclusion. The main focus of the study is to understand why corporate governance is important for financial resilience in Malaysia-listed technology firms. Now, let me begin with the introduction. This topic is important because the technology sector is growing quickly in Malaysia. In 2024, ICT and e-commerce contributed 451.3 billion ringgit to Malaysia's economy, which is about 23.4%. Malaysia also recorded 426.7 billion ringgit in approved investment in 2025, and the information and communication subsector contributed 152.9 billion ringgit. This figure shows that technology-related activities are becoming more important to Malaysia's economy. However, fast growth also creates pressure. Technology firms need continuous investment in digital products, data infrastructure, research and development, and skilled employees. This investment may support future growth, but they can also put pressure on cash flow and financing. This is why financial resilience is important. Financial resilience is different from profitability. This is because profit only shows whether a company earns money, but financial resilience shows whether the firm can remain stable and avoid financial distress when conditions change. In this study, financial resilience is measured using the Alman Z-score. So, the main question is, do board characteristics help or weaken financial resilience in Malaysian listed technology firms? Next, I will explain the research gap and significance. The main issue in this study is whether governance works the same way in technology firms. Technology firms usually operate in a high discretion environment. This means their board decisions may involve innovation, research and development, intangible assets, and uncertain future returns. Because of this, governance mechanisms may not always work in a simple way. For example, independent directors are usually expected to improve monitoring. However, in technology firms, they may face information gaps because they may not fully understand technical or R&D related decisions. Another important issue is board gender diversity. The Malaysian Code of Corporate Governance encourages at least 30% women directors on boards. However, only 45% of public listed companies achieved this level in 2025. Therefore, this study is significant because it focuses on financial resilience instead of only general firm performance. It also gives sector-specific evidence for boards, regulators, investors, and creditors. Now, I'll move to the literature review. This session explains the theoretical foundation of the study. The study is mainly supported by 2 theories, which are agency theory and resource dependence theory. This theory helps explain why board characteristics may affect financial resilience. Let me explain this more clearly in the next slide. The first theory is agency theory. This theory explains the monitoring role of the board. It shows that management may not always act in the best interest of shareholders. Therefore, the board is needed to monitor management and reduce agency problems. In this study, agency theory supports board independence and CEO duality. Board independence is linked to monitoring, while CEO duality is linked to power consideration because the same person may hold both CEO and chairman positions. The second theory is resource dependence theory. This theory explains the resource role of the board. Directors can provide knowledge, advice, legitimacy, and external networks. This theory supports board size and board gender diversity. A larger and more diverse board may bring more knowledge and different perspectives to help the firm manage financial pressure. Firm size is added as a moderator because small and large firms may not benefit from the same board structure in the same way. Next, I will show the hypotheses developed from this theory. This study tests 8 hypotheses. The first 4 hypotheses are direct effects. H1 predicts that board size has a positive effect on financial resilience. H2 predicts that board gender diversity has a positive effect. H3 predicts that board independence has a negative effect. H4 predicts that CEO duality has a negative effect. The next 4 hypotheses test the moderating effect of firm size. H5 and H7 expect firm size to strengthen the positive effects of board gender diversity and board size. H6 and H8 expect firm size to weaken the negative effects of board independence and CEO duality. Based on the result, H2, H3, H6, and H8 are accepted. H1, H4, H5, and H7 are rejected. Now I'll move to the methodology. This study uses a quantitative method based on secondary data. The data are collected from annual report and financial statement. This method is suitable because the study used measurable boards and financial variables. I'll expand the sample and measurement in the next slide. The sample consists of 30 Malaysian listed technology companies. The study covered a 10-year period from 2016 to 2025, giving a total of 304 observations. The analysis is conducted using SPAS, and hierarchical multiplication is used to test the hypothesis. For the measurement, finder resilience is measured using the augmented score. Board size is measured by the total number of directors. Board gender diversity is measured by female directors divided by total directors. Board independence is measured by independent directors divided by total directors. CEO duality is measured as 1 if the CEO is also the chairman and 0 otherwise. Firm size is measured using the natural logarithm of total assets. This analysis starts with descriptive statistics followed by person correlation, hierarchical regression, and diagnostic checks. Now I'll present the result and discussion. This session represents the main finding of the study. The results include descriptive statistics, regression results, and interaction plots. These findings show which broad characteristics are significant and how firm size changes some relationship. Let me start with descriptive statistics. The descriptive statistics shows that average debt score is 4.5879. This shows that the sample technology firms are generally in a financially healthy position. The average board size is 7.22 directors, which means most firms have medium-sized board. Board gender diversity has a mean of 16.65%. This is still below the 30% women representation target encouraged by the Malaysian Court on Corporate Governance. Board independence has an average of 50.56%. This shows that independent directors make up around half of the board members in the sample. CEO duality has a mean of 0.21, meaning that 21% of the observation involve firms where the CEO is also the chairman. For the correlation result, board independence and CEO duality are negatively related to Z-score, while firm size has a stronger negative correlation with Z-score. Next, I will explain the regression result. Table 3 shows the hierarchical regression result. Model 1 tests the direct effect. The model is significant and explains 20.5% of the changes in that score. In Model 1, board gender diversity has a positive and significant effect on financial resilience. This means firms with more female directors tend to have stronger financial resilience. Board independence has a negative and significant effect. This means that the higher proportion of independent directors is linked to a lower Z-score in this sample. Board size and CEO duality are not significant at the 5% level. Model 2 adds an interaction term between firm size and each board characteristic. The R-square increases from 0.205 to 0.289. This means the interaction terms at 8.4 its relative power. The significant interaction effects are board independence times firm size and CEO duality times firm size. This means firm size weakens the negative effects of board independence and CEO duality. The Durbin-Watson value is 0.746, so the result should be interpreted with caution because there may be positive autocorrelation. Next, I'll explain the interaction plots. This slide shows the interaction plots for H6 and H8 because these are two significant firm size moderation effects. The first plot is board independence times firm size. For smaller firms, the line slopes downwards. This means higher board independence is linked to the lower predicted Z-score. For larger firms, the line is almost flat and slightly outward. This shows that firm size weakens the negative effect of board independence. The second plot is CEO duality times firm size. For smaller firms, predicted Z-score decreases when CEO duality exists. For larger firms, the negative effect is much weaker. This means larger firms may have stronger internal systems that reduce the risk of contracted leadership. Overall, the interaction plots support the main idea that firm size matters. In smaller firms, board independence and CEO duality have stronger negative effect. In larger firms, this negative effect becomes weaker. Now I will move to the discussion of the findings. There are 4 accepted hypotheses. First, H2 is accepted. Broad gender diversity improve financial resilience. This may be because female directors bring different perspectives, improve risk awareness, and reduce group think during board discussion. Second, H3 is accepted. Board independence has a negative effect in technology firms. This may happen because the independent directors face information gaps when they monitor R&D related and technical decisions. Third, H6 is accepted. Firm size weaken the negative effect of board independence. Larger firms may have a better reporting system, committees, and professional managers. This system helps independent directors understand the firm better. Fourth, H8 is accepted. Firm size weaken the negative effect of CEO duality. Larger firms may have stronger internal controls and management layers, so the risk of contracted leadership becomes lower. The main message is that good governance is not only about board ratios, it also depends on director knowledge, information access, and firm size. Next, I'll explain the recommendation, limitation, and conclusion. Based on the finding, there are three main recommendations. First, technology firms should build meaningful gender diversity. This means companies should appoint women directors with finance, technology, risk, and innovation knowledge, not only for symbolic purpose. Second, firms should improve the quality of board independence. Independent directors should have enough technical knowledge and firm-specific information to monitor management effectively. Third, governance practices should match firm size. Smaller firms may need more flexibility, while larger firms should use their formal system to support directors. There are also three limitations. First, the study only focuses on Malaysian system technology company. Second, the Alma score is accounting-based, so it may not capture all types of resilience. Third, secondary data cannot show boardroom behavior, director expertise, or actual discussion quality. The final conclusion is that financial resilience depends on the fit between board composition, director knowledge, information access, and organization scale. Governance works best when it measures firm complexity and business needs, not when it is applied only as a compliance requirement. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you.